So have you ever saved a few bucks only to pay double later? Maybe you bought cheap shoes that eventually fell apart in some month, or hired the lowest bidder who turned your project into a disaster. Here's the truth. Not everything should be bought at a discount. In fact, some things when you skimp don't just cost you money, they cost you time, health, reputation, and even peace of mind. We live in a world where people, brag about deals, but no one talks about the silent price of being so cheap. In accounting, there's a term called opportunity cost, and opportunity cost is simply what you lose by choosing one option over a better one. And when you skimp on the wrong thing, or when you cut corner on the wrong thing, the opportunity cost can be so massive. So today, I am going to show you 6 things that you should never cut corners or skimp on. Not because they are actually usurious, but because they are quite strategic. And by the end of this video, you will understand how the right spending is not an expense but an investment. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So here we simplify wealth, personal finance, and sources using proven strategic and accounting based logic. So if you're all about making smart money decisions, you see, it's not just saving but spending wisely. You are in the right place. So hit that subscribe button and let's elevate how you handle your finance and your future. So let's go into the 6 things you should never skimp on and why each one has a financial and strategic impact on your life. So here's what we learn in today's video. Number 1 is how cost versus value determines real saving. And the number 2 lesson is why some expenses are actually capital investment. And the number 3 lesson is the concept of depreciation when it comes to cheap product. And the number 4 lesson is how maintenance costs affect long-term wealth. And the number 5 lesson is understanding risk mitigation through strategic spending. And the number 6 lesson is applying return on investment thinking to everyday life decisions. So let's start with the first thing you should never skimp on. Number 1, your health. You are your most valuable asset, yet people cut corners on food, health insurance, gym membership, or medical checkup. Think of your body as a capital asset. If it is poorly maintained, it suffers, it depreciates faster, and your earning ability as well depreciates so fast. So for instance, skipping a 30k dental visit could lead to a 400k root canal later. That is the fat maintenance, and it's simply turning into a liability. You see, healthy people earn more, they take fewer sick days, and they have lower lifetime medical costs. Investing in good food, clean water, supplements, regular checkup, and exercise is not a luxury, it's asset protection. And the number 2 thing you must never skimp on is education. Trying to wing it instead of learning the right skill is the most expensive mistake. Education is a capital expenditure. It does not show up as profit immediately, but it increases your earning potential and future cash flow. This is spending $500 on a course that will land you a $10,000 freelance client has a 1,900% on investment. You see, free videos are actually helpful, but curated structured education accelerates mastery. So don't confuse cost-free with cost-effectiveness. Pay for mentors, books, certification, courses. You see, whatever expands your ability to produce income, you are upgrading your most valuable asset, and your most valuable asset is actually you. So number 3, tools and equipment. So let's talk about tools and equipment. So whether it's work gear, tools, or home appliances, cheap tools cost more over time. This is about depreciation and durability. Cheap equipment wears out faster, fails more often, and increases maintenance costs. A $50 pair of shoes that lasts you 2 months definitely costs you $300 a year. A $200 that lasts you 2 years costs you $100 a year, and that is 60% saving over time. Buy quality ones, whether it's tech, business tool, or furniture. Go for durability, not just price. Accountants call this cost per use. And number 4, insurance. Skipping insurance is like walking a tightrope with no net. You see, it works until it does not work again. Insurance is a risk mitigation. Insurance is a risk mitigation expense. It's about protecting your assets against catastrophic loss. Insure what you can't afford to lose. Your home, your health, your car, your income, and even life. You see, it's not about fear, it's about mathematical risk. So number 5, let's talk about time-saving services. You see, a lot of people pride themselves on being do-it-yourself everything, but time is money. And sometimes the best investment is not to do it yourself. So hiring a cleaner, an accountant, or a virtual assistant may seem expensive, but it frees up bandwidth to earn more and even to rest the more. So stop measuring cost alone. Also measure value return. So at source, what drains your time or energy if your time is more valuable elsewhere. And number 6, sleep and rest. People also grind, skip sleep, and wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, but rest is not a luxury. Rest is the operating system that makes everything work. You see, burnout is a form of asset damage. It means you're actually overusing your primary resource, which is you. Poor sleep leads to low power productivity, more mistake, and worse decision making. That's a direct hit to your income potential and financial clarity. So upgrade your mattress, build a night routine, take vacation. You see, don't cut corners on the one thing that powers your mind and your body. So here's the bottom line. You see, smart spending is not always about choosing the cheapest option. It's about choosing the most valuable option. You see, in business, we look at return on investment, depreciation, opportunity cost, and even asset performance before making a purchase. So you should do the same in real life. So let's recap the 6 things you should never skimp on. And number 1 is your health, because your health is your most valuable asset. And number 2 is your education, because knowledge increases power. And number 3 is your tools, because cheap things, cheap gears, cheap tools, they are more cost intensive. And also your insurance, because life things are unpredictable. Anything could happen at any point in time. So it's always good to get your things insured. And also your time, because doing everything alone could seem to be a trap. So it's always good to leverage things, put out some things to save your time, to do the little you can, and don't just do it everything person. No, it shouldn't be. And also your rest, because burnout kills your productivity and clarity. So it's always good to create a routine to have a rest, sleep well. It's necessary, it's essential. So if you find this video helpful, drop a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and let me know in the comments what's one area that you've been cutting corners or skimping on, and you are ready to upgrade yourself in that area of life. Remember, cheap gets expensive fast, but smart spending pays dividend for life. See you in the next video.